73% of joint pain and mobility issues can be traced back to the first 90 seconds of your morning routine.
That's not just a number, it's a wake-up call. Because what you do right after getting out of bed could be the reason your knees feel like rusty hinges by noon.
Welcome to the Best Life Senior Podcast. I'm Joseph Barnes, and today we're zeroing in on one everyday habit that's secretly grinding your joints to dust.
And I'm William Franklin. I've studied over 2,000 hip replacement cases, and most of them started with a simple mistake people made before breakfast.
In this episode, we're going to reveal what that habit is, why it matters, and how making one tiny shift could add years of comfort to your daily walk. So let's get into it. You're saying one tiny thing we do when we wake up could be behind most of the joint pain we deal with?
That's right. And here's the kicker. It's something almost everyone does, especially folks over 60. You wake up, swing your legs over the bed, and then what?
You stand up. Just like that. Maybe even shuffle straight to the bathroom.
Exactly. And that's the mistake. Getting up too quickly without giving your joints time to warm up. It puts instant pressure on hips, knees, and ankles that have been still all night.
Like trying to run a cold engine?
Spot on. When you sleep, your synovial fluid, the stuff that lubricates your joints, settles. It thickens a little. Think of it like honey that's been in the fridge. If you start moving too fast, your joints aren't ready. And over time, that constant strain adds up.
So that grinding sensation people feel in the morning, it's not just age?
Not always. It's your body asking for a moment to warm up. The cartilage hasn't rehydrated. The tendons are stiff. You're loading them with weight before they've even had a chance to wake up.
And I'm guessing this gets worse with age?
Yes. After 50, cartilage becomes thinner. Ligaments lose elasticity. Muscle mass drops. So the same quick stand that felt fine at 30 now causes pain or even damage at 70.
Wow. So what should someone do instead?
A simple 90-second warm-up before standing up. You sit on the edge of the bed, roll your ankles, flex your knees, gently stretch your lower back. Get the fluid moving, the muscles firing.
Almost like preheating the oven before you bake?
Perfect metaphor. Seniors who do this every morning report less stiffness, better balance, and fewer falls. It's not magic. It's just respecting how the body changes with time.
I love that. It's such a simple shift, but the payoff is massive.
And here's the thing. Most people don't know this. They've been told joint pain is just part of getting older. But really, it's often the result of daily micro damage that we can control.
So let's dig deeper. What's actually happening inside the joints when someone jumps out of bed too fast?
Great question. Think of your joints like shock absorbers. They rely on a soft layer of cartilage and a cushion of fluid to absorb impact. But when you've been lying still all night, those cushions are deflated.
So it's like walking on flat tires?
Exactly. That first jolt, when you stand up too quickly, sends pressure through joints that aren't ready. The cartilage isn't fully hydrated, and the muscles that stabilize you are still stiff. That's a recipe for micro tears.
And over time, those tiny tears lead to big problems?
They do. Cartilage doesn't heal like skin. It's slow. So if you're stressing it daily, without giving it time to recover, you're accelerating wear and tear. That's what leads to osteoarthritis in the hips, knees, even the lower back.
What about inflammation? A lot of our listeners hear that word tossed around but don't know what it means.
Inflammation is the body's response to damage. When joint tissues get irritated, say from repeated pressure or bad movement, they swell. That swelling makes the joint stiff, hot, painful. the body trying to heal. But in seniors, that healing takes longer.
So every time you stand too quickly and feel that ache, it's not just soreness. It's your body sending a warning.
Absolutely. And if you ignore it, the inflammation builds. It becomes chronic. Then the immune system stays in high alert, attacking tissue, and that makes the pain worse.
Like pouring gasoline on a fire instead of water.
That's a good way to put it. And here's the kicker. Muscle stiffness in the morning is normal as we age. But if we work with our bodies instead of against them, we can reduce pain, improve flexibility, and protect those joints for the long haul.
And it all starts with slowing down that first minute of the day?
Yep. Give your body 90 seconds to transition. That's all it takes. You reduce inflammation, avoid cartilage compression, and even improve blood flow to your muscles and tendons.
Incredible. And it doesn't cost a dime, just awareness.
Exactly. This is the kind of habit that builds momentum. A better morning leads to a stronger day.
You know, this makes me think about how many seniors struggle with balance, especially in the mornings. Could this habit be part of the reason?
Without a doubt. See, when joints are stiff and muscles aren't warmed up, your balance is compromised. Your body's like a table with loose legs. It wobbles.
And that wobble can lead to falls.
Exactly. Seniors already have slower reflexes and thinner bones. Add poor joint support, and the risk skyrockets. One misstep on the way to the bathroom, and suddenly we're dealing with a fractured hip or worse.
That's terrifying, but unfortunately, common.
Very common. In fact, over 300,000 seniors are hospitalized every year in the U.S. due to hip fractures. And the vast majority of those happen at home, often in the morning, often just after getting out of bed.
So it's not just about pain, it's about prevention.
Right. The wrong morning habit doesn't just wear down your joints. It sets off a chain reaction. Poor joint support leads to instability. Instability leads to falls. Falls lead to hospital stays. And sometimes, loss of independence.
I remember my aunt went from living independently to needing full-time care, all because of one morning fall.
I've seen that happen far too many times. And the worst part? It could have been avoided. A simple pause in the morning, a few easy movements, that could have changed everything.
What's the connection between joint strength and walking confidence?
Oh, huge. When your joints feel solid and supported, you move with confidence. Your steps are wider, your posture is upright, and your brain isn't focused on every little twitch or stumble.
And when you're nervous or stiff, you do that cautious shuffle, which ironically increases your fall risk.
That's right. The body tenses up, your stride shortens, and your center of gravity shifts. That actually throws you off balance. But loosen those joints first thing in the morning, and everything starts working together.
So the morning isn't just when joint pain starts, it's when we set the tone for the rest of the day.
Exactly. It's a window of opportunity. And if we use it wisely, we can protect mobility, independence, and quality of life.
Okay, Dr. Franklin, let's give our listeners the good stuff. If they're not supposed to jump right out of bed, what should they do instead?
I call it the 90-second joint awakening. Doesn't need equipment. Doesn't even need you to leave your bed.
I like the sound of that. Walk us through it.
First, don't rush. When you open your eyes, just take a few breaths. Let your body catch up. Then slowly point and flex your feet. Stretch your ankles a few times in each direction.
So we're getting blood flowing to the feet and lower legs?
Exactly. Then, bring one knee up toward your chest, hold it gently with both hands, and pull slightly, just until you feel a stretch in the lower back. Switch legs and repeat.
That's already waking up the spine and hips.
Next, sit up slowly and let your legs hang over the edge of the bed. While seated, roll your shoulders back a few times. Gently twist side to side to loosen your torso. This prepares your core and improves balance.
This whole thing sounds doable. No pressure, no strain.
That's the idea. We're not doing yoga here. We're simply warming up the parts that take the biggest hit during movement. Joints, tendons, ligaments.
And all of this takes less than 2 minutes.
Less than that for most people. But it gives your body time to activate the synovial fluid, rehydrate the cartilage, and fire up stabilizer muscles.
I can imagine listeners thinking, how have I not been doing this my whole life?
Because no one teaches this. We teach stretching after exercise, but seniors need it before movement, especially first thing in the morning when everything's stiff and cold.
This reminds me of athletes warming up before a game. Seniors need that same mindset, but for daily life.
That's a great comparison. We're not training for the Olympics. We're training for life. For stairs, sidewalks, getting up from chairs. It starts in the morning.
So to recap, breathe, flex your feet, stretch the legs, roll the shoulders, and gently twist. Simple, safe, and powerful.
You got it. This 1-minute shift can lead to less joint pain, better balance, and more confidence when walking.
And that, my friend, is how we turn aging into strength. Again, you know what I hear all the time? Oh, this pain is just part of getting old. Almost like they've given up.
And I get it. That message has been drilled into people for decades. But here's the truth. Aging doesn't have to mean suffering.
Say that again for the folks in the back.
Aging does not equal suffering. Your joints aren't doomed. Your body isn't broken. It's simply adapting, and it needs a little help.
So all those commercials selling pills, braces, and surgery, they're not telling the full story?
Nope. Pain isn't always a sign of damage. Sometimes it's a cry for movement, a nudge to stretch, to hydrate, to change your habits.
But what about people who say, it's too late for me, I've had this pain for years?
That's one of the biggest myths. I've seen 85-year-olds improve their joint function just by starting a basic routine. The human body is incredibly responsive, even at 90.
So there's no age cutoff for healing?
None. As long as you're breathing, your body is trying to heal. But it needs the right conditions: movement, circulation, low inflammation. And that starts with your mindset.
Powerful, because if people believe pain is permanent, they stop trying.
Exactly. And then things do get worse, because motion stops. Muscles shrink, joints stiffen, confidence fades. It becomes a self-fulfilling cycle.
But the moment you start moving, even gently, you shift the momentum.
That's right. Your body says, "Oh, we're still in the game? Okay, let's repair. Let's stabilize." Healing kicks in. Circulation improves. Even mood lifts.
I love that you said mood, because joint pain isn't just physical. It can drag down your spirit.
Pain leads to isolation, fear of falling, avoiding walks, missing out on life. But once people feel a little stronger, they re-engage. They reconnect. That's the real win.
So for our listeners who've been told this is just how it is, it's not. There's a better way.
Absolutely. And it's not about being perfect. It's about making one better choice each day, starting with your morning.
Gentle movement, better awareness, a fresh mindset. That's how we stay strong, stay safe, and live our best senior years.
Exactly. Let's rewrite what aging looks like. One step, one stretch, one joint at a time.
You know what I love about this conversation? It reminds people they're not powerless. They're not stuck.
Exactly. Every morning gives you a second chance. To treat your joints with care, to move with intention, to choose strength instead of stiffness.
And the beauty is, it doesn't take fancy gear or a gym membership, just 90 seconds of awareness.
And consistency. That's the secret. Not intensity, not perfection, just showing up for your body each day.
I think about our listeners. Some of them have been told their best years are behind them, but honestly, I think they're just getting started.
I agree. We see it all the time. Seniors who change one habit, and suddenly their energy returns. They walk farther. They laugh more. They reconnect with life.
It all starts with the first few steps out of bed, literally.
Yep. Those first 90 seconds, they're not just about your joints. They're about setting the tone for the entire day. For movement, mindset, and momentum.
So if you're listening right now, here's your gentle challenge. Tomorrow morning, take your time, stretch, breathe, move with care, and notice how different your body feels.
Because once you feel that change, you'll never go back.
And we're just getting started. Next time, we'll uncover another habit hiding in plain sight, one that could be aging your joints even faster than this one.
You won't want to miss it. It's something you probably do every single day, and we're going to show you how to flip it into a strength.
Until then, keep moving, keep believing, and remember, your best years didn't pass you by. They're still unfolding, one strong step at a time.